So this feels like quite a surreal thing to say, but I'm currently just making a little bit of dinner in my new home in Tokyo. Even though I live here and I've lived here for a month now, it still feels like a lie because this is something that I've wanted for a very, very long time. She's been learning. Oh, you point it at Mama again? Thank you. She's been learning Japanese. We've got lots of books about Japan, haven't we, darling? And we're just sort of, we like Japan, so it's been part of our lives, and then now it might be the case that we move there.
This is Mama. This is Grandma. This is Mommy.
So I thought it was time that we kind of talked about it a little bit. So there's lots to cover in this video, but I guess the main thing is why. We really loved our town back home. We had good friends, we had our family nearby. It was all in all a nice place to live. However, since Naomi was born, there are parts of it which were intolerable to me. Things like, since Naomi's been able to walk, one of the main things that I find myself saying on a day-to-day basis is, "That's dog poo, don't touch that. Watch that, there's dog poo, that's dirty, don't touch that." The UK is great, but it is filthy. And it's not just the dog poo, even though the dog poo was such a big part of it. It's the fact that so many people are happy to let the town that they live in be covered in dog feces. And it's just such a reflection of the attitude that the people have towards their home. And I don't just mean to slag off the UK, because I genuinely really, really love it, and it has so many good qualities. The people are great, I love living there. However, it is super expensive in the way that this manifested for us, because we are so intent on Naomi staying at home, staying with me. We'd ideally like to homeschool, and we want me to be there. It meant that we never really got to see Charles. So Naomi never got to see her dada very often. He would be at work all day, and then in the evenings he would do more teaching. Not every day, but enough days that it was a problem. So we started looking at different options. Oh, I'm gonna wash a spoon. Oh no. I also didn't feel safe there, and that was never really a problem when it was just me. Like, I don't think I minded particularly if I was feeling unsafe, but when I'm out with my daughter, I saw how me feeling unsafe when I was out and about impacted my behavior and my stress levels in my interactions with Naomi, and that really bothered me as well. And I've always just had such fond memories of walking around Japan and feeling safe, and I knew that this would just be a safe place to live, or at least I hoped I did. I didn't really know whether that would be the case until I moved here, because when you're on holiday somewhere, it's not the same as living there, obviously. I really loved our flat, and as soon as I was home, I really, really liked it. But just going out and about, dirty, unsafe, it caused us to start looking for more options. Yeah, it was dirty, unsafe, and we never saw Charles. So there were three pretty big issues when you have a child. I'm the kind of person who, if there's a problem, I want to solve it. I will not just accept it as just the way it is as an answer, as an option. So here we are anyway in Japan, in Tokyo. It's amazing. And it is very much what I wanted it to be. I know what you're thinking. You are probably thinking, where's Arwen? Is she okay? Yeah, it's Weeman. We're so sorry, my darling. You gotta go get your rabies jab. She's gotta go to the doctor, hasn't she?
So if we end up living in Japan, we're going to be very grateful for the foresight.
We love you. We're so sorry. She is fine. She is back home. She is waiting. So I don't understand. You know, for some reason my music degree didn't prepare me for this. She has to have rabies vaccinations, she has to prove that she doesn't have rabies, and then she has to wait 180 days before she can travel. So the idea is that she will be coming out here, but it won't be till June. And Charles's job needed to start in January. So we travelled on the 2nd of January, which is a really nice way to start the new year. Oh. We're gonna go in the noodles. We are not in central Tokyo, but we are about half an hour away into the middle of Tokyo, which is just such a nice place to be, because we're in quite a family centered bit of Tokyo. So there's loads of children, loads of families, loads to do. And it's just what I wanted it to be. It is clean, it is safe. Charles, we see him all the time. I wasn't expecting that bit. I'll be totally honest. I knew it would be clean and safe, and that was going to be enough. And hopefully we would see Charles more, and we see him so much more. And we are in a position where I don't have to work. I would like to work. This is another video for another time. I have a lot of feelings about my not working, and I don't know what comes from our kind of capitalist society, what comes from like misplaced feminism, I don't know what it is, and that's a conversation for another time. But I do have feelings about not working, but also I really just want to be Naomi's mom, definitely until she's 3, and I would really like to homeschool, but day at a time, day at a time. So we're taking it a day at a time, but just in Tokyo, and we do miss friends and family, but it's just one of those situations where you have to do what's right for your kind of the people/person that you are responsible for, which is Naomi. Something else that I'm going to talk about in more detail, but I'm just going to touch upon in this video, is obviously something I talk about a lot is minimalism, and I really love minimalism. However, I wonder how much of my minimalism is misplaced anxiety about spending money. I'm discovering that because we're in a new flat, a new apartment, in a new country. We don't know how long we're going to be here. It's dependent on Charles's contract, which most likely will be renewed, but until it's renewed, we kind of can't settle into that fact. So we have to spend money on furniture, and which is obviously big purchases, but without knowing how long we're going to be here, and also just with my deep discomfort with spending money that I didn't know was this deep. But it's deep. Minimalism as a philosophy, fantastic, but I'm learning things about myself. Anyway, that is a really boring way to talk about the fact that I need to furnish this flat. Hello, I'm all ready for bed, and I use jojoba oil on my face at night, and when it goes in my eyes it makes me feel a bit blind, so you'll have to excuse me. but this is the state. Sorry, Naomi's asleep, so I'm going to talk very quietly. This is what this is how ready for bed I am. I'm so... it's better. So this is what our apartment looks like now. Look at how much soul and personality it has. What? Look at that. Look at this. What? Wow. My goodness me. Have you ever seen a more beautifully furnished place? We've been here nearly a month. We've been here a month. And I just bought chair covers. I'll show you my chair covers. And that was quite important because Naomi, God love her, is a spiller. She spills. So we needed some chair covers because these are like rental dining chair and table and chairs. And this is all we got. Like when we got our flat, we got dining table, chairs and beds. So the rest we still need to get. So we don't have a sofa. And I'm finding that not having these things has massively changed how we actually live our lives, and I think we're going to live our lives a lot better. Let me give you an example. It's so stupid, and I know it's stupid, because obviously, like looking back, obviously, and you're going to be watching this and you're going to be thinking, Karen, obviously, it wasn't obvious for some reason. So I went to Muji. I love Muji. I've got a local Muji now, which is like my dream. And I bought a dustpan and brush and a mop. And I thought, I don't need a vacuum cleaner because I can just use my dustpan and brush. Nope, dustpan, brush and mop. And it turns out, so another little side note, I've never had just hard floors before. I've always had carpet. So I thought that having hard floors would be so much easier than having carpet. It's not. You can see everything. And it takes me like half an hour to sweep and mop this whole place. It's not very big. It's not a very big place. But when you have a toddler, that's not possible. And she kind of helps, like she's great. She joins in and stuff. But there's just, we've got to live our lives. We've got to do things. We live in this amazing, exciting city, and I'm just mopping and sweeping. Anyway, so I bought one of those robot vacuums. It's very good. The only downside is that Naomi's scared of it, so we can only let it clean when we're out the house, so that's a bit of a shame. But the level that has improved my life, and I only got it today, but just knowing that I don't have to mop it soon, honestly. She'll eat like one cracker, and I gotta mop and sweep again. I'm saying mop and sweep as if I do it in that order. I don't do it in that order. That would be a lunatic's order. And I was talking to another ma'am who lives out here, and she had a sort of similar dilemma as well, where she just felt like physically uncomfortable with spending the kind of money that moving somewhere new means you have to spend, because you have to furnish your place. And it doesn't matter, you know, I know there's those minimalists who don't have anything, and good for them. I've got a toddler. I'm finding, it's kind of like the feng shui thing. Do you follow Cliff Dear Modern on any of your platforms? You should, he's great. But he talks a lot about how the way you arrange your furniture massively impacts the way that you actually live your life. Like, it's very like practical feng shui. Anyway, yeah, it turns out that when you don't have a sofa and you don't have a rug and you don't have anywhere soft to sit, you spend a lot of time in bed. I very rarely get a moment alone, but I have one now. And I'm going to watch something. I'm going to show you. I've got my split screen on. I'm going to watch something and I'm going to shop on IKEA, which doesn't have my whole basket there for some reason. Has it deleted my basket? Are you kidding me? No. So I put loads of things in my IKEA cart in my effort to furnish our stark, naked home. And they've all gone, apart from the sofa. If you've been following me for a little while, you might think, Carmen, why are you buying all these things from IKEA? Surely you want something with a bit of soul and a bit of heart. And yes, I went to a secondhand shop buying Japanese secondhand stuff. The quality is incredible, but you are paying a premium. It's like new prices. My lovely blue sofa back in South Shields was £90 on Gumtree. £90. So that's where I am mentally. I'm wanting to spend £90 on a sofa that's going to last me over 10 years. And that's not what this shop is selling. We don't know how long we're going to be here. Facebook Marketplace and like Gumtree equivalents just don't seem to have very much or don't exist. But we just need to turn this place into a home, and I do feel like a bit bad for Naomi. She's settled in so well. She's doing such a good job, but also like she deserves to have just a little bit of soft, like a little rug, a nice sofa, a nice little sitting area, you know? I feel like minimalism is good when you know it's minimalism for you, or at least that person can communicate as like a partner. If it's like your minimalism, then it's great. But when you've got someone that you are responsible for, your minimalism can look like deprivation. So I feel like I'm very aware of that. Not that she would ever mind or feel deprived, like, or she just wants like love and attention and stuff. She's amazing. She's so, I need to go on about this in another video, but she's really unmaterialistic in the weirdest way. Like I hear so much about other parents struggling with sharing and not being able to put things back in the shops and stuff. She's just always been so good at it. Anyway, the point is that I was going to show you what I was going to buy on IKEA, but I can't do that right now apparently. So I'm just gonna, you know what, I think I might just go to bed. Good night. So I'm gonna share as much of my journey with you as I can. Expect subpar editing because I don't have much time because of my choices to be with Naomi all the time, which I believe are the right decisions for us. However, I don't have a second to myself. I have a newsletter that I send out every Monday morning, and if you would like to subscribe to that, I'll put the link in the description. Please follow and subscribe, or whatever the things are, if you'd like to come with me on my journey. And I'm sending lots and lots of love. If you're watching from the UK, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to, the UK has so many wonderful things about it, but it's just that having a child has kind of really rejigged everything in terms of what my priorities are, what really matters to me now. Oh, there's a very nice light. Let me just show you the view from our balcony. You ready for this? Are you ready? That's Mount Fuji. And this is the colour of the sky while the sun sets. So if you have any questions for me, please leave them in the comments, because I would love to specifically target anything that you are interested in, because otherwise it's just me rambling on. I'm going to actually make this meal now. Goodbye. See you later. Bye bye.